Episode 2.
Bosh.
Keep it up with the PTs. Hope all the listeners and viewers are doing well, having a nice week.
I hope you're all excited to see all four of us back together.
Yes. So what does today's episode entitle again, Ben?
Right, so today we are talking about how we got our qualifications. So these two smart ones got a degree, where me and the working man, Caden, got ours through a job. So I got my level 2 at Hinckley in North Warwickshire College, and then got a job at Places Gym in Hinckley, and then that gym put me through my level 3, and then took 8 months, and then just started PTing straight afterwards.
Yeah, so I got my level 2 at Loughborough
College.
College,
Nice.
not uni.
I'm sure you wouldn't be here if you went to Loughborough.
Yeah, if I went to Loughborough Uni, I don't know where I'd be right now.
Not abroad, Astley.
Not abroad, Astley.
Sorry, Brian.
No offence. Guys, come on. But no, then I actually had a level 3 sport course. Went on a level 3 sport course for a year.
So NVQ?
Yeah, MVQ level 3 at South Leicester College.
Nice.
And then... nice. Cheers, guys. Support, guys. And then I started at a gym in Wigston called the Fitness Bank. And from there, I got a PT.
How was the fitness bank?
No. The what?
The fitness bank, the fitness bank where Caden used to work before BA.
Yeah.
Where's that?
Wigston. I choose not to comment.
Just not say anything.
We'll move on then.
Yeah.
We'll move on from there.
Go on then, so you two.
Okay, so me and John Joe went through a similar route.
You can speak for me.
I'll speak for you.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Okay.
Basically the same person anyway.
No, we both got our university degrees in sports science at Brooksby Melton College.
Big shout out.
Yes, big shout out. So that was a 3-year course, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So we started when we were 18.
3 years?
Yeah,
years.
so
What, for just level 2?
No.
I was gonna say.
No.
Was it one of those ones where you could do a year at uni?
yeah, so our first 2 years we basically enrolled onto a foundation degree. So that's essentially you do your first 2 years, you leave with a foundation degree.
And
But
then you
that
can
won't
top
really
it up
do.
at the end.
And then you can
Yes.
top up to do your third year to get your full degree.
Yeah.
So
It seems like a lot of work for... I'm just saying, because that's 3 years.
Yeah.
And yeah, you come out with the same qualifications, but it took like, what, 8 months?
Yeah, not
6 months?
Well,
So
I
what's
got
the difference?
So I got a level 2 on the side. So that's not my level 2.
Right.
So the university degree's completely separate to the.
yeah, so we don't
PTs.
gain like extra qualifications
These
just from
guys
having a
just
degree.
Yeah.
Ah.
So whilst I was on, I think was it first year uni.
Yeah, so
First year uni, yeah.
in first year uni we got the option to either do I think it was a level 2 or level 3 sports massage,
Yeah.
or a level 2 fitness instructor.
Yeah.
Matt chose level 2 fitness instructor. At the time I wasn't driving a car.
It
And
was like night school basically.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Over in Melton, so I couldn't transport basically. I couldn't there was no buses that ran, all the trains didn't run.
Would you say that held you back? I mean, I know the answer, but
Massively, yeah.
listeners.
So if you drove, you would have gotten a different course?
100%.
Really?
If I'd have driven, I would have been level 2 qualified when
But I
Matt
think
would have had his.
at that time you would have gone down the massage route. Correct me if I'm wrong. You were debating it,
You like
weren't you?
touching people?
Whoa! Jesus Christ!
Caden?
I'm still here.
No, that
I mean,
I don't even know what to say.
Can't talk that well. And that's
talking
last
about,
minute in the.
I can confirm that any people that are touched is done in a professional manner,
Yeah.
all consented, and
well rescued. Well
yeah,
rescued.
it's not it's not R. Kelly style vibes.
Oh, Kelly style. Wow.
Wow.
Yeah,
Is it
so-
good for kids?
Okay, Cade.
Just, you sit
Wait
until
We'll
someone
ask
asks
you
you a
the
question.
question. You will talk
when you've spoken to him.
Need a dummy for him.
When
What?
what did you do before
Huh?
Brooksby
You got
though? Like, what did you do
Ever?
before our foundation degree?
I did a college course.
Level 3.
It was level 3. I think it's sports and
Scared
exercise.
of it.
I mainly went there for the rugby.
Yeah,
Pink.
So, obviously,
children.
So guys.
Sorry, go on, we are listening.
so initially I went to college at Brooksby, so I spent, 5 years there. So
Yeah.
a long time. Yeah,
A
a long
seasoned
time.
veteran at Brooksby.
Yes. Yeah,
5
yeah.
years?
5 years. So I did my college course there.
Yeah.
But I mainly went there for the rugby side of things. So
Did you play for them?
Yeah, playing
They
in the
had a
Ace
good
team.
team.
We both did.
They had the Tigers associated
against
there.
them.
I
So.
struggled to play.
JJ played as well.
Oh, it's a big commitment. Training every
Whoa,
day,
long.
gymming all the time, and then you got your studies on top. Not that
They didn't matter, did they?
they weren't that intense
No.
until you hit uni, and then that's when it started to, especially the TOEFL. That's I think
Yeah.
the dissertation and stuff like that.
Same thing. I think the North Yorkshire college I went to, it was football, but we used to go to St George's Park, England.
Ah,
football,
yeah.
And we used to we used to be the guinea pigs for the people who are at Arsenal, West Ham, Chelsea, to get their level A coaching badge.
Yeah,
And
'cause that's
we-
why they do all the coaching awards for
Yeah,
the
and
FA.
we used to be the team. Say, for example, they go, right, we're doing this training lot,
Yeah.
but we need 22 players. We had 16 of them, and it
Good
was
opportunity
class.
though, yeah.
We met all the England under 21s and everything like that, and it was brilliant. And then, like you said, on the side, you got your qualification. But
Yeah.
the only reason why we went there is because of the football. And it was class. It was brilliant. Playing 4 or 5 times a week, and then gymming and football outside. It was class. It was brilliant. It was probably the peak of my life.
Yeah,
Going back to our massage stuff anyway, because my story got rudely interrupted by
not sure what.
Caden over
Oh,
there.
Kelly.
No, so I went to Leicester College to do my level 3. I was never a Brooksbyite in my early years.
You wish you were.
I wish I was, yeah. I probably would have played a lot more rugby and taken my rugby a bit more seriously if I had. But times have
Were you
changed.
good? Good at rugby?
No.
Like the social.
Big.
Most consistent travelling reserve for Leicestershire. That's
I don't know.
if
what
no one
that
knows what a travelling reserve is basically you get 23 players in a rugby squad, you're number 24.
So you were a sub?
So you're basically
not even
a sub.
No.
AKA bin juice.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's not really a thing to be proud of?
I mean,
Oh,
I was most consistent. I was always picked.
You got a
Who's that?
stash.
Yeah, I've got
Always
Leicestershire
pick-
stash
I
at
can't
home.
believe you
so.
turned up.
Social.
Socials?
Yeah.
There was some
Just
good
read-
social.
there for the laugh.
But no, I did a level 3 sport and exercise science and then an extended diploma.
Oh, okay.
So level 3 extended diploma
And what did you
in
get
sport
out
and
of
exercise science.
the extended one?
Just an extended diploma. It's basically like how you get like your top up year at uni. It's basically like an extra one.
Oh, okay.
I think with the extended diploma, they prepare you a little bit more for university as well. So we were doing like research methods before university. Research methods is
Right.
rubbish.
I have a question about it so we're all same here. We're at this current job with all the same stuff. We're getting all paid the same, all like that. What is the point in doing your route from where our route is quicker, and you'll go straight into a job where with you spend like 4 or 5 years, whatever. At the end of it, you still don't have a job. If that makes sense.
For me, I didn't know what I wanted to do. So it was almost like I knew I wanted to do something sport related or fitness related,
Right.
but I didn't know whether I wanted to go down the physio route, the sports massage
so
route,
they give you different
the PT
avenues
route.
to-
Absolutely, there's sports analysis. There's
Right.
so many different
Yeah.
avenues, and I think that's why, for me, coming from finishing off at college, being like, well, I don't really know what I want to do.
Right.
So I'll take the next 2 years with the foundation degree, and then obviously decided to do the top up when it came round to it.
Got ya.
And then as soon as I went to uni, it was like, yeah, this is what I want to do. And that's when I decided to take my level 2 PT or fitness instructing. And that and then it all came clear to me. But I was already on the course. So for me, it made sense to see it out. In the grand scheme of what a work life is, what is 3 years?
Yeah,
and you educating yourself.
Yeah, you qualify for life after that.
Yeah,
It stays with you.
and I quite enjoyed the science. Finding out about the science behind everything and stuff,
More
and I
in
think,
depth and stuff
yeah,
like
I think knowledge-wise, it really does pay off. But yeah, that's my reasoning behind it. But
I wouldn't say it's any different, or my side of things is any different to yours either. I'd say uni was one of those things that I always wanted to do as well.
Oh, really?
Obviously, we didn't go to uni. We went to a college that did a uni course, but it was always one of my goals to get a degree. I don't know why. No one in my kind of like household had a degree.
actually, that was thinking about that.
So it was always one of those things that I just wanted to do. Similar to Matt, and people listening, if you are on like a level 3, you'll find out that sport is like this.
Yeah.
It's massive.
It's massive. Huge industry. I've done that.
There's a lot of routes to go into. As Matt mentioned, some of them: physiotherapy, sports massage, strength and conditioning, coaching, sports analysis,
You got rehab as well.
nutrition, psychology, rehab. There's loads, and when you're thrown into the deep end of things, you kind of like, I don't actually know what I want to do.
So in your area, it makes that path kind of clearer, taking you to going, right, this is sport, but then there's this, and this. Explain a little about everything, and then you go, right,
I think the good thing about it is that you had a chance to explore every area.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we did stuff. We did coaching. We did S&C. We did sports analysis. We went into every single section, and then it just gives you a clearer idea of, well, what do I enjoy?
What do you not enjoy?
And what am I sort of better at? Do I like sort of A&P and stuff like that? Because some people don't like A&P. So
it's one of my favourite topics. Anatomy and physiology.
And then on the last year,
God, that's one thing I'd hate. It's just being in the gym, being in the gym, being around, talking, socialising, lifting weights.
So, can I ask now?
Yeah.
So when you did your level 2 and level 3, you have to do anatomy and physiology because that's one of the modules.
But
how did you find that?
I hated it.
You just tried to get through it as quick as possible.
Fully hated it. Knew the basics, moved on. I learned more on the gym floor from other PTs than I did in that book that for the first 8 months.
And the uni, speaking from experience, goes into a lot more detail A&P wise than the qualification does. Yeah.
But for me, the way that I looked at it is, you take any average Joe that come into the gym, and you explain the stuff that you know, it's going to go straight over the top of their head.
Absolutely.
Like, explain it, not dumbly, probably the wrong word, but basically, and then after that, that's when you go, okay, this is what I know, this is what I learned about. So for me, it was kind of like, know the basics, and then if they wanted to know, explain why.
Yeah.
Google.
I think it's actually a skill in itself though to be able to like have this knowledge that, let's say, me and Matt have.
Yeah, of course.
But then put it down to someone's level that's literally just walked into a gym. And 9 times out of 10, and I agree with this, and it's probably something me and you missed out on, is that you learn most of the stuff on the gym floor.
Massive.
Like,
Absolutely. Yeah.
we don't get taught to PT.
No, even like being here, I've learned so much off you lot, and you've learned so much off us lot, and that's just one tiny gym in like the UK. Every single PT you'll meet have different opinions on how to lift, how to conduct business, everything like that. And meeting them just either makes you go, nah, I don't agree with what you're saying. Like, that's just
Or you
like
go and
baloney.
take it on board.
Or you go, you know what, that works for me.
I
and
think
do
that's
it that
what's
way.
so good about us four here.
Yeah.
Because we all had different. we all had different routes.
All right, take me off dinner first.
When are we going out?
Again.
Again.
Yeah.
Never.
So we've all gone through different routes. So
Yeah.
we can all sort of bounce off each other, can't we? And well, we do.
We do.
I can't believe I'm the oldest here.
Yeah.
The beard is in disguise.
Should we ask the question who they think the oldest and youngest?
Well, I've just said.
Well,
So it's a bit late now.
Who's the youngest?
We'll reverse
I'll
it.
stop speaking.
Yeah.
Put it in the comments.
But, so, how long have you been qualified now?
Oh, level 3
Yeah.
qualified or uni qualified.
Both, 2 and 3.
Level well, I was level 2 qualified when I was 18. So what's that? 4 years ago. Level 3 qualified a year ago.
Okay, so there's a big gap then.
Yeah. So I did my. So obviously COVID hit.
Yeah.
I know we all sort of. But so I did my level 2 first year of uni.
Right.
The second year of uni, I got told that I was going to do my level 3 via the uni.
Yeah.
But they never ran the course. COVID then hit, so then I decided to take it on myself to go through a separate company and do do it separate.
So you had to
uni.
pay for it yourself?
Yeah. So I did it through Lifetime Training
Yeah.
that we're all familiar with. But I did it. I did the online course. So I did it all. I did it all online.
You okay?
Yeah, I was just laughing because you three are all Lifetime and I'm the one strange one who did an online course. Carry on.
We'll get on to
And still not qualified.
Yeah, we'll get on to that. We'll get on to that.
Keeping up with the PTs and John Jay.
He's 88%
Pending.
qualified.
It's close to 100 than it is 50. So
True.
You want to look at that?
Half full, not half empty. Like it. He's offering free PT. By the way.
Yeah.
don't remind me.
How's that going, by the way?
What, the free PT?
Yeah.
Really good, to be fair.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it. It's nice to be able to actually like put things into practice instead of literally just at a computer screen with this is how to PT. Going on to some of the points we made before, the stuff that you learn on your courses. So, for example, Lifetime, I know you have like tutors and stuff. With our gym, who I did mine with, it's all online. It tells you how to be a PT, but it doesn't teach you how to PT, if that makes sense.
I think you shared it, Ben. I think you shared a good post on Instagram.
You guys
It's
keep talking, by the way.
Sorry.
I need a wee.
Sorry.
You go to the toilet?
How you doing?
I have been training, guys.
Mine the laptop.
About 4 litres of water in me.
Are we carrying on?
Yeah.
See ya.
What a bloke.
Okay, we're back.
Yeah.
Sorry about Caden.
Sorry about Caden.
Sorry about me.
He drinks like 10 gallons of water a day, so
Keep that hydration.
Hydration.
hashtag.
Any of you ever watched a YouTuber that watches music videos from like England?
What? Bro. Anyway,
I'm going off a tangent.
Back
He
to
always
the
has a bottle of
podcast.
water with it.
Have you taken something?
I'm gone.
Are you
Where's your
okay?
water, mate?
Clearly don't watch enough of him. No. There you go.
That's normal water.
Right.
Let's see your bottle.
Mine was a bit cloudy.
Why has it got white powder in the bottom of it? Creatine.
creatine.
It is creatine. We can confirm it is creatine from my protein.
Right,
It's not
anyway, so
sponsored.
our next
But
question.
If you want to sponsor us, here you go.
Anyway, our next question is role models in the gym. So that could be trainers or coaches or people actually like bodybuilder, whatever you're into. Even if it's sport or whatever related, it doesn't really matter. Go on.
We will start from the right.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be last.
Put you on the spot.
No
Are
one.
you still think? No.
Wait to shut down a question.
Go for it. No,
you want me to explain
I'm
myself?
interested in hearing
Yeah,
it.
go on.
No one.
Sorry, no one.
I didn't grow up going gym. When I started gym was when I got my first job as a fitness instructor. So, you're right, pal.
No, you're
What happened?
absolute crackhead. You you carry on. Go on.
I can't. No, so no one. I didn't start gym till late when I got my first fitness instructor job. So
When was that?
I was 19.
19?
Yeah.
Really? You started training when you were 19?
Yeah.
Wow.
What a machine.
Uh,
For you that
Just-
don't know,
yeah.
Caden is the strongest person I have ever seen, I have ever trained with. It's unreal.
How old are
Like,
you now?
21.
it's genuinely unreal.
this guy, every other person would start at, let's say, the 20s
Yeah.
for bench.
Yeah.
he picks up the 50s straight away.
I'm thinking about strapping more weights to them.
You go for it, mate. Or just ask someone to buy heavier dumbbells.
Yeah, but it won't.
Just have JJ on one hand. You'll be fine. That's 100 kg right there.
Well,
One hand?
117 to be precise.
Right, you want to cut though?
It's coming down, yeah. Looking at getting down to 100 kilograms, so that's a 17 kg drop, which is 2 stone.
Yeah.
So look out for Slim Boy.
Slim boy jet.
Instead of thick man.
Thick 2K.
Where you go with
I don't know.
Anyway, back to you. No one.
No one, yeah. So started gym when I was 19. When I got
Say it again
first.
if you want. Everyone knows twice from that.
Oh, I thought I was just recapping. Sorry, guys.
No, so you training when you were
19.
yeah, and then
So I had no one. The only thing growing up was rugby, and I never really cared about being like in the gym or anything, because I always got, when I was younger, I used to be tiny. So
as
it
we
was
all were skinny. Matt still is.
skinny boys. Skinny
Or
boy,
doing
oh,
sit-ups in our bedroom to try and get a
yeah.
sit.
Yes.
Bro, sit-ups,
Planks,
Bicep
like.
curls.
bicep curls, planks. I used to do, you know, the toe taps. I used to do toe taps, get the external obliques. But that's about it. But I always got told growing up that I was small. I used to play, if anyone knows, flanker and number 8 in rugby, which these boys know. no idea. He spoke about rugby for like 20 minutes.
Is it as bad as a reserve or?
No, it's
It's a
flanker.
it's a position.
Oh, it's actually on.
That's actually
Yeah.
a starting position.
Actually a starting position. Cheers, guys. But no, I was told by I had a few coaches that were, should be bleeps, but that weren't
what
very
did you say?
nice.
Oh, they weren't very nice.
Weren't very nice is the words I'll use.
Yeah.
So they used to go, oh, you're too small. They were honest.
Yeah.
But to me back then,
Took it to heart.
took it to heart, obviously.
What did you
'cause
do at that age?
I was told that I weren't big enough to be positioned.
And how old were you then?
15.
So it took you, what's that, 16, 17, 18, 19,
4
4
years.
years
Yeah.
to think, I'm going to go do
Yeah,
something.
I'm going to smash it. And I'm here. Go
When
on.
you played rugby, then, did you have a role model?
Yeah and no. You got your favourite players, but
Who was your favourite?
so it was Lewis Moody,
Right.
Mad Dog,
Yes. Yes.
Is that where you get your inspiration from?
Mad Dog. Yeah. That's. But then again, I never wanted to be like him.
It's not necessarily wanting to be like someone though. It's just taking the principles of their
Yeah.
Philosophy, training.
Almost
life
philosophies.
things.
But I didn't really
Didn't
care
really
about
care.
that. No.
Fair.
If that
Okay.
makes sense.
Well-
I just kind of ended up here, and here I am.
On this pod.
The strongest one around the table.
Yes.
But he doesn't try, by the way.
I just ended up here.
Wow. Well, I have a couple. With football, it was Thierry Henry.
Fa-fa-voom.
Yeah. So basically, when my older brother is in hospital and we were going through a tough time, Arsenal and Man United reached out to us and said, look, we know you got a younger son, myself. Do you want to come down to Highbury and watch our pre-season friendly? I was like, okay, yeah, brilliant, sound. So went down to Highbury and it was amazing. I held like the trophy, you know, when they went invincible, held that trophy, everything
Gold
like that. Yeah, it was brilliant. And we were sat with one seat, and then it was the pitch. And the ball came out to the side, and Thierry Henry just came over, and I was like, had the ball, and I was like, oh my god! I was like, yeah, and he was there, and he was like, said like, thank you, whatever, and then carried on, and I was like, oh my god, that's the best experience in my life, yeah. So from then on, I just everything he did, how he played, I used to always have number 14. Everything I used to do was him. Tried to have the same boots as him. Like, didn't support Arsenal, by the way. We've never really liked Arsenal, but as a player, Thierry Henry was that person.
Yeah.
I absolutely loved him. All the way up until, obviously, knee injury, and then now I can't ever play football again. The way that I go around with my training is the way that James Smith does his stuff. No lie. No, that's just honest, dead honest truth.
I love it.
Yeah, it's just class. You know what you ask with him. You know you're not going to get any rubbish returned. It's there, straight to the point. And that's how I like my training. If it's on my mind, I'll say it. If it's wrong, then I can apologise afterwards. But very rarely, as people probably know, I don't apologise. If I think it's there, you have to prove it to me that I'm wrong, and then I'll admit. But the way that I go around it is, if you want to know and if you want to learn about things, you've got to be harsh a little bit. You've got to say some stuff that people might disagree with. But the way that he goes around with his training, that's what kind of inspires me to be this PT.
In terms of like bodybuilding then, because obviously you've got the two bodybuilders over here, powerlifter, rugby player.
Yeah.
What like got you into bodybuilding? Like, why didn't you, let's say, try? I'm going to throw it out there. Why not CrossFit? Why not?
Well, when I was playing football, I did CrossFit, and Dale Rattigan, my coach, he taught me how to do the snatches, the cleans, and stuff like that because it was helping me to do football. But at that time, the reason why I did it was because I did the bodybuilding and I got too slow for football, so I had to kind of dial it back and then do CrossFit. But now I can't play it. The reason why I started was because, again, skinny. The women kind of took the mickey out of me, and the one person I always watched was Ronnie Coleman. Like, the boy was a police officer and still won at that time while he was working, 3 Mr. Olympias. Like,
very high like work ethic.
Massively. Yeah. So he was doing 8 hours a day, all the paperwork, all that, like, as a policeman, and then still smashing out the gym twice a day. Like, that's work.
I'll go.
Yeah, unbelievable.
It's almost like finding no excuse to not train. Like, there's always time.
I mean, even look at him now. He's had 6 surgery on his hips. He's had 2 spines.
Crutches.
He's not got his real knees anymore. Ankles, shoulders, biceps, tendons are gone. Everything, and he still trains.
Yeah.
And he's there. He's there.
Still tries to do what he can.
6 in the morning, all the way there, and he's looking after his daughters and doing that lot. And he's basically broken. Yeah. And like, you can't put him down as he didn't work hard. I know towards the end of his bodybuilding career he was getting too big, but I don't think you can ever say that someone's too big that's a bad thing. Like, it's the reason why they do bodybuilding. But even at the end of it, when he was like, I don't really want to compete anymore, I just want to lift, like, he was still working for it. And the boy's massive.
Big boy.
No one else, I'm going to stick with this. No one else will reach Ronnie Coleman's level.
Big statement.
Big statement.
No.
How many did he win?
8 Olympias, wasn't it?
Yeah, because he's tied, isn't he?
What's that?
Is he the most? I thought he was tied with one person. Like years ago.
I'm not sure.
No, I'm not sure.
I know that he won 8 Olympias. I don't know about anything else. But
I thought he had the most.
Really?
I thought 7.
You might be. I know someone, Defo's, there was one time that he had the same as someone, and he needed one more to do it. But that's when I thought, what's his face took it off him?
Jay Cutler.
That's when I thought he took it off him. Jay Cutler should have won 4 or 5, by the way, but because Ronnie Coleman was there, the king. You just couldn't.
Jay Cutler's massive.
Yeah, unreal. Go on then, yours.
In terms of rugby, I probably had a few. God, who were they? Sebastian Chabal was one. A very intense player.
The beard.
That's why I have a beard.
That's why he's got a beard.
I just need the long hair, but I think we won't talk.
Can we put a photo in there? Like, insert a photo.
Who, Chabal?
Yeah. Insert a photo of
People
Chabal.
might not know.
Because a lot of people won't know who he is.
No. So he's a French player.
I don't have a clue who he is.
He was a French player, probably one of the scariest
Monster.
French players you play against, the guy was an absolute animal. I played the same position as him at the time, back when I was slim. I played in the back row, same as Caden. And Chabal was always one of those players that, like, as I say, it's just a beast. Like, he'd make every tackle, he'd be in every breakdown, he'd carry the ball like an absolute animal. Yeah,
absolute busy man.
He's one of those players like you'd want on your team. Like he just
You'd
wouldn't
rather
stop.
have him on your team than
He loved
him. Yeah.
He loved the badge.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like he just loved contact. Like any form of contact he could find, he'd go and get it. And I think in terms of like playing rugby, that's what I took as being a back row. Like your back row players, Matt will tell you, is like they're those players you want and need in your team because they'll just do everything.
They're your core.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they're back at the scrum in the rucks.
But yeah, so that's probably rugby.
Do you know? Sorry to butt in. Do you know? Obviously, you were saying about this French player being your role model and being busy and all that lot. So then, if that was that, why didn't you focus on your rugby more? If you loved this player so much,
I started rugby at a very late age.
how old?
Old enough, probably 12, 13. I know it's not that old.
Is that late for? Because obviously with football, you start from, I don't know, 5-a-side, then 7, then 9, then 11. But with rugby, how do you progress into that adult football?
You play tag rugby when you're like
You can
4 or
start
5.
from about 5 or 6, can't you? I think.
Yeah, and then you go into contact after like 2 or 3 years. It's not like full size contact. It's like a little pitch, and then you go to half a pitch. You play that until
They basically start developing the game, so I think they progress how many scrums.
It's changed so much now. I have no idea.
I don't know.
Scrums are 8 per side. I think when you're younger, it's only 5,
3.
so you have.
It goes
Actually,
3.
it starts from 3, yeah. So you only have the 3 front row.
It's a random. They
just pick random people.
Any
yeah.
free can go in the scrum.
Uncontested, absolutely.
Yeah.
So then, from you coming into the sport at 12, how did you find? Did you feel like everyone else was more developed in the sense of their skill and stuff like that,
Yeah.
or did you find it quite easy to go? Yeah, this is easy. Let's do it.
No, it took me a while to settle in. Even passing the ball, I couldn't spin the ball properly. I
Really?
used to do it like backhanded, and it wasn't until my coach kind of went like, "You know how it looks, don't you?" Like,
Yeah.
For Matt and Caden, they both know how people would pass a ball. Like if
Right.
someone says
Still
spin a
got it
rugby
off
ball,
the right,
they hold it like this
Have to.
and then spin it like the other way.
Right,
Whereas
but
like
then
usually if
you'd
you-
spin it over. that
Usually,
way.
if you were to ask a person who's never held a rugby ball before,
Yeah.
to
Hold
spin
it both hands
they
and
will,
not spin it.
Yeah.
Really?
So that's what I used to do, and it wasn't until my coach at the time was like, "Oh no, this is how you pass properly." For the position I was playing, it probably wasn't that essential that I passed.
Got ya.
I was the second.
It's
I was the
just in
second row back
case,
row.
isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like when you teach goalkeepers to pass a ball. Like, very rarely he's going to do it, but it's just in case.
Yes.
Yeah. I was a late developer.
So did you find that you had to catch up quite soon? Were you like kind of watching older people play, or watching obviously your mates play, or professional rugby and going, I need to spend the hours, or were you kind of like doing it because you loved it?
I just did it because I enjoyed it.
Right.
I don't know if it's going to be a bit of a sub story.
No, go on. Roll it.
I was basically bullied in school.
Right.
It wasn't until one of my teachers kind of went, "Oh, why don't you try out rugby?" Because at the time I was playing football, believe it or not. I can't say I was a very good footballer.
2 left feet.
Yeah,
Preferred foot, head.
hands now.
Hands.
But yeah, my PE teacher, Mr. Bickerdike, that was his name.
Big up.
He got me into playing rugby. Just started playing for the school, and then getting talking about rugby. You know, people around the school who play for clubs.
Right.
Everyone was saying, "Oh, why don't you join your local club?" So
Yeah.
to me, that would have either been Syston, Belgrave, Whigs, South Leicester. I'm trying to think of the other
There's
ones
quite
around
a
there.
few.
Vipers, less Lions.
No, because that would have been this way. I was like Evington way.
True.
So it would have been them. I ended up playing for Whigs, AB Whigs.
Right.
Me and Caden actually ended up playing together. we go back
Oh,
a
is
little
that
bit.
when you like first kind
Way
of met
back.
each other then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he's the year above, obviously. But when did we
Colts.
remember we
We
had
would
a
have played
game.
Colts, yeah.
I had one game. I had like 2 games in Colts, I think, with you guys.
Yeah, so we ended up playing Colts. That's basically when 2 age groups join up together.
It's under 18.
So it's under 18s basically.
Oh, okay. Right.
Yeah.
So if you're good enough, you can play for the year above, but
Yeah.
and vice versa.
Yeah, that's what we did.
So yeah, that's why I think I carried on playing rugby, because getting thrown into a team and having that like social aspect of like having mates and
Got ya.
even having just teammates and turning up on like a Monday night and a Thursday night to train.
Yeah.
obviously at the time we were playing on Sundays, not Saturdays, but like waking up on a Sunday morning, having that buzz of like a game, being with your mates after the game, having drinks, downing pints of Coke and with a Mars bar in it.
Yeah.
Used to love
Yeah,
With a free hot dog after you finished.
So it's more of
Yeah.
a social thing, like going
Absolutely.
out, rather than I want to make this a professional thing. And
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Like I think if times were different for myself, I definitely would have tried to take it a bit further.
but at that current time,
At the time, I wasn't really bothered as long as I have mates that I still talk to now.
got ya.
That was the main
Yeah,
thing
yeah.
for me.
That was good.
It wasn't until kind of like later when I met Matt that I started taking my rugby a little bit more seriously. So like trying to play for the county, obviously,
Got ya.
I never,
Yeah, yeah.
I never did. I think I made one appearance.
So with
Still
the
one.
gym
Still
side
capped.
of it,
Still
still
one.
get that hat.
Yeah.
With the gym side of it, who was it? Who was that person?
So there's a guy called Gary. He used to work at a gym called Sugar's Gym. Funnily enough, I found this out yesterday. So we went
Really?
out to Terrace on the weekend. The building next to Terrace used to be Sugar's Gym.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
My mum told me. I hadn't realised.
It's now a cafe or something, isn't it?
Yeah, it's now a cafe or something. But yeah, Sugar's Gym is my literally local gym. It's probably a 5-minute walk.
Yeah.
I wanted to start training because I thought it'd help my rugby at the time. No offence to Gary, he pretty much just like showed me what bodybuilding was like, kind of thing. So it wasn't really like rugby specific training. Matt will touch more on that because he's experted in that. Let's say I wouldn't say experted, but he trains more that way.
Yeah.
I think Gary was just trying to show me the basics. So like leg press. I think I actually tried out a hack squat when I was like 15 and I hated it.
I still hate it now.
Yes.
Yeah. So it was actually him who kind of like got me into, I'd say, this jobbing into the gym. Again, going back on like my experience in school, I thought that joining a gym had helped me feel a bit more confident about myself.
Of course, yeah.
And yeah, that probably helped me get into the gym. Obviously, I do powerlifting now. I don't really know how that sprouted.
Well, I remember you saying once that you just don't lie the way that Bobby Builder, yeah,
Bobby.
Bobby.
bodybuilding goes, like your 3 sets of 10 or whatever you want. You kind of want to. It's more of what you're lifting, not how many times you're lifting.
It's a bit of an ego thing.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I'm like very
I
extrovert.
can do this.
Like,
I can do that.
Obviously, you three know that I'm a very like loud character, and I think powerlifting owes itself to that a little bit. As much as bodybuilding does. I think you have to have quite a big ego to bodybuild. But
I think bodybuilding is vain.
You have to be vain.
You either
You have to love yourself.
You love yourself. Well,
Well, you have to try and love yourself.
I hate myself. That's why I do bodybuilding. Like, if I love myself,
Yeah.
I wouldn't train. Like, if that makes sense. So, all bodybuilding is you constantly have. Is it body dysmorphia?
Body dysmorphia.
That's what bodybuilding is.
Yeah.
So you might as well have called it that. Just change the name to that. Where powerlifting is, you're lifting because you love to lift.
yeah,
And that's why, for me, I mean, I would never do it. It's one of them things. I don't think I'm very strong and stuff like that. But with you, it seems like you just love it.
Yeah.
And like, from us, we're always like, we need bigger this, we need more definition that, we need do this, do that. And it's always a want. Where there, it's kind of like, I might try PR today.
Yeah,
you still have that want though. Like,
Of course, you still
Definitely.
you still
But
set
not-
yourself
you
those
still want to
goals.
go up, don't
Yeah,
you?
But not body image wise,
yeah, it's just numbers.
just numbers.
But I have noticed like my body is adapting from powerlifting. I know like my back's more developed now.
Yeah, massively. But then that's the extras. It's not like you've gone, I'm going to do powerlifting to get a bigger back.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it seems like powerlifting from my side is it's a happier place in the gym, whereas bodybuilding is kind of like you're working your socks off every single time, you're sweating, sometimes it's horrible mentally, physically and stuff like that. So it's kind of like a battle with yourself, where that is kind of like, from my side, it's like you're just happy to lift.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
Don't get me wrong. There's still tough days in the gym.
Yeah.
We'll touch upon this in a different episode, more mental health and stuff.
Yeah, we'll get someone on.
Yeah, but I was going to say, like, just little bits, for example, when you've lifted a weight that you lifted a couple of weeks back and you try it again and you can't get it up, it's like,
Yeah.
mentally, it's like,
Course,
why's
yeah.
that happening?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of factors to take into that. I'm sure we can touch on that another time, but I'd still say there's still quite a big mental battle in powerlifting.
Yeah.
But
Do you think, going against what I've said, do you think there's more in powerlifting than bodybuilding? Because it's not like you have a light day. It's always as heavy as possible all the time. I know the reps are only like, I don't know, 6 maximum.
3 max.
With a 45-minute break.
Yeah, we'll touch on that another episode, because I don't want to carry on talking about powerlifting, but we'll talk about like my mode of training, which is the conjugate method.
Matthew.
But yeah,
I've been quiet over it.
Yeah,
I know.
I have been.
For once.
He's been thinking about his story. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been thinking about my role model. No, mine's easy. Mine's rugby related again.
Yeah.
Mine's Johnny Wilson.
Big man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course it is.
Only rugby player I know.
Yeah.
And
he's like the mate. I think.
What's your Manu Tuilagi? That's because he went to my high school.
JCC.
Yeah, Mount Grace and JCC. They've still got his handprint in the wall.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's like.
Don't tell Matt he's going to go running.
He's going to go there now.
He's going to put his hand in it like that.
No, honestly, I like
Me?
this. By the way, this is like year 8, year 9. So what's that? 13, 14 maybe.
Yeah.
Like the boy's hand is about
monster.
this big.
He's a freak.
Yeah.
Hands like spades.
Freak.
Anyway, carry on. Sorry.
Yeah, so mine's Johnny Wilson.
Yeah.
Obviously England hero.
World Cup.
Yes.
2003.
Won the World Cup. But it's just more his work ethic. Like, for people that know Johnny, he was just like all the time. Like I used to do, so I play fly off in rugby, so you do all like sort of the kicking and stuff.
Right.
So obviously Johnny he was a fly off, he did all the kicking. So like when I was a lot younger, I used to go like to sort of the local rugby pitch and just do a load of kicking just after school and stuff.
Yeah.
So he sort of gave me that, I guess, that work ethic. And then that sort of built into the gym. So my dad fortunately like built a gym at like the bottom of my garden.
Yeah.
So I always had like some gym equipment there. So
Got ya.
I started sort of working out from sort of 13, 14, I think it was.
That's now the great MS10.
MS10.
It is, yeah. Check it out on
Just
Instagram.
like that,
Yes, it is. Yeah.
That's good.
That's where it all
That's
started.
good.
That's where it all started. Yeah.
So from your side, do you think you was like, I want to be a professional from
Absolutely.
go?
Absolutely.
And did you have like, obviously with your dad building the gym and stuff like that, you were fully committed to that?
Fully. You know, so I started a little bit like John Joe. I didn't start till I was 13.
Oh really?
Yeah, I played football
I didn't know that.
until then. Yeah, I started rugby at 13. But I've been a season ticket holder at Tigers since I was like 4, 5.
Oh, okay.
So I had a good rugby knowledge.
Background,
Yeah. And
Is your dad rugby?
Yes, all my family.
Oh, okay. So why did you start with football?
Don't know, just sort of.
I think it's one of the end things, wasn't it?
All my friends play football.
Oh,
Just one of them things, and
in
then
the playground and stuff.
yeah, and I got to 13, and that's where we were talking about earlier. That's where you go to full size pitch.
Yeah.
So you started when full size pitch
Started straight
came.
at full size, so I don't know like
God.
the minis junior route. So
Do
I
you think
started
that
straight.
have like in a positive way benefited you?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, like I said, I always had sort of the rugby knowledge.
Yeah.
As these two can back me up, when you're playing sort of that age, you'll always come up against like a freak.
Oh yeah.
That's like should be 17, 18.
It's mental.
Yeah,
Look,
you'll always look at the other team and you see like some massive guy. and
Like,
think,
look, we had
he's
a-
just gonna.
big 15. I think he played for somewhere in Northampton. He came and he scored 80 points against us because he literally
Yeah.
we were built like tiny.
Yeah.
Just
No, he's built
walking
like
through
us
you.
now.
Right.
So he just.
Oh, so
stood
wait,
for
so
us.
when you're younger, the ones who grew taller and stuff like that, they're the better ones. But then when everyone else starts catching up with them,
So this is what I was leading on to, is that sort of when I first started rugby, I was alright, but I wasn't like, I'm still not, but I wasn't like the biggest. I was the smallest on the pitch pretty much.
got ya.
So it was like it didn't show so much when I first started.
Right.
As the years developed, the game became more tactical.
Mhm.
So that's where obviously your knowledge comes
Yeah.
in. and
So it
everything
kind of
like
played
that.
into your hands
Exactly.
a little
So
bit.
now that I'm sort of in sort of a senior setup, you know, a decent standard, it's all about tactics.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, you don't get that big guy who will just
Who's
run
gonna
through all the
storm
time.
and you
Yeah,
just told him,
yeah,
hit
yeah.
him.
Because you've got big guards in your team now. You've
Yeah,
got the ones that
exactly.
can
Yeah,
smash people and stuff.
everyone will sort of tackle everyone in sort of,
Yeah.
obviously people break tackles and stuff, but
Yeah.
but you know, you don't get that one guy who's just gonna score everything. So yeah, I think that sort of helped me. So I don't think so. I was sort of a late developer in that sense. But yeah,
one of them. So nice. Well, I think we'll call it there. Yeah. So we'll try and do these once every 2 weeks, 3 weeks. But again, everything will be posted on Instagram. We've got a YouTube up now, so we can put the link in this. The full episode will be on YouTube, but on our Instagrams, we're just going to pick kind of
snippets.
like, the little snippets and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Any
Funny moments
of
me just.
R. Kelly.
I didn't say R. Kelly, you did.
No,
did you?
what you were touching people.
It was actually me that said it, but
How was it?
you
Call yourself R.
you were the
Kelly?
one that instigated the conversation. I didn't call myself that.
Just saying you like touching people. Like massaging.
Yeah, but the
Whoa.
way you said it.
Whoa.
and we'll see you next week.